If you have a loved one who's struggling with addiction, you really need to see this next video. In this video, you're going to hear the story of Treehouse's Vechi Mudum talk about how his mother's ability to set boundaries was the key to saving his life. Treehouse is a resource for families. If you want to know more about addiction, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
October of 2011, I had been living on the streets now for about 2.5 years because of the progression of my disease. I was sleeping behind a party supply store, I was living under bridges, communicating with my family here and there, and we had what we like to call a cold spell here on the West Coast. In Long Beach, it got down to, I think, 35, 40 degrees, something like that. And I had woken up unable to move my feet because it had gotten so cold, my feet had actually frozen. And it terrified me, freaked me out. Here I was sleeping on the street. And I managed to get my feet moving, got my feet underneath me, and I went by the local coffee shop and saw a periodical from Big 5 Sporting Goods. It's a sporting goods store that's out here. And in the coupon section, there was this coupon for a sleeping bag. It's $19.99. And I thought, oh, okay, here we go. I'll call Mom. Tell Mom this is what I need. And I got some change together, and I called Mom from a payphone, and she answered, and she'd always answer with this tone, like, because she didn't know what's going on, you know. Am I in jail? Am I this? Am I that? What's going on? And I was like, hi, Mom. She's like, hi, what's up? How are you? And I said, I'm great. I go, listen, it's been getting cold out. When I wake up in the morning, I can't feel my feet. I have a coupon for a sleeping bag. It's only $20. Can we meet so you can take me to go get this sleeping bag? And there was a pause, and I thought maybe she didn't hear me or understand what I was asking for. I go, Mom, it's just for a sleeping bag. And she goes, I heard you. And I said, it's only $20. I have a coupon. Can we meet so you can get it for me? And my mom said no. And I immediately resorted to, why not? I need the sleeping bag. I had an immediate reaction to it. I started screaming at her, yelling at her. What kind of mother are you? How could you leave your child out on the street? And granted, I was 31 at the time, but I called her every name in the book. I said things to her that I'm not proud of. I begged and pleaded and kicked and screamed and called, and she just said no and hung up the phone. She wouldn't do it. I struggled to the best of my ability to keep existing out on the street for the next 60 days. The temperatures continued to drop. It was harder for me to steal food, anything I could get together. It started raining. It just became more and more and more uncomfortable. I got tired of smelling the garbage of the places I was sleeping in. It got uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. So much so that in November of that year, I ended up walking up to a detox and finally asking for help. As I started to get sobriety time, as I started to slowly move forward, I got my chips, my little sobriety chips, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And as I would get them, I would take them home to my mom and I'd give them to her. When I'd gotten my 18-month chip, I'd gone home to meet her, and we were sitting in the kitchen. And as I slid my 18-month chip to my mom over the desk, there was a Big 5 periodical ad, and it had that same coupon in it. And I kind of laughed as I scooched the coin over to my mom. I go, Mom, you know, why didn't you ever buy me that sleeping bag? It was only $20. It was a big deal. And my mother looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, I did not want you comfortable for a single instant in the situation you had created for yourself. She took away some comfort. She took away the comfortability of sleeping on the street. She took away the idea from me that was acceptable for her son to be sleeping on the street. It changed my life. It led me to walk in and get some help. So it's important to know how close my mom and I really are. I was her firstborn. I was her baby boy. She took me everywhere. We traveled everywhere. We did everything together. As we went through and things happened and there was a divorce and there was a lot of struggle that went on, and my brother and sister didn't really remember what happened. I did. I remembered things like that. I remembered things like the struggles we were going through, being very broke and having to struggle through those things with my mom, and we bonded through those. Like we were very much attached. I was her entire world. She adored me. At the time, I was working at Starbucks as a manager. I had just completed the academy at Long Beach Search and Rescue, which was very difficult for one to get into. I got in, I passed, I made it. I graduated the academy, I was volunteering. I was super excited. I was on fire for life. I wanted to become a Long Beach firefighter. I was making her very, very proud. I was doing all the right things. I had just bought a new truck at the time. Life was thriving. I had a beautiful girlfriend. Like all the pieces were there. Like it worked. It was amazing. And right about that time, I had gotten an injury at work that led to a prescription for pain pills. And I started dabbling in pain pills a little bit. Pain pills led to other things. I started doing drugs. And slowly over the next couple of years, things started to shift. And the longer it went on, the more rapid and severe the shift was. So at first it was different struggles. You know, I can't make the truck payment. You know, she's helping there. Mom, I need food. If I could just get to the doctor. All these little minuscule things that I was asking my mom for help for. And of course she's willing to do that because I was doing so well, right? It must just take a little bit of work to get me back on track. But as time went on, it was obvious that something else very severe was going on. And as I continued on this path, I started stealing, lying. I'm going in and out of jail for strange things. She really started to see what was going on. And I was desperately trying to stay afloat and loaded and trying to feed off anybody and anything that would give me what I needed to stay sick and comfortable in my sickness. A hotel room for a shower. Oh, can you buy me some food on a food cart so I don't have to be hungry? Eventually my behaviors became so bad and erratic that she banned me from the house. I couldn't go home. So I ended up on the street. And even on the street, she would still try to bring me food and how are you and are you okay and bring me things to make it just a little bit more comfortable for me to be out there. In the end, when she'd finally drawn the line, and she told me no. She took away all the comforts I had out there. I couldn't sleep comfortably. I was hungry. Nothing was comfortable anymore. I didn't want to be there. It's not like I could just get a hotel room where it was permissible. It was terrifying, it was uncomfortable, and I wanted out. Wanted out bad enough to go and get help. Had she made it comfortable for me, had she bought me that sleeping bag, I'd still be out there. I'd still be out there. My feet wouldn't have been that cold the next day. Maybe I would have spent another week out there. Maybe I would have dropped that bar a little bit more, and maybe I would have just stayed in the creek bed. It's okay to steal, you know, I'm out on the street. It just lowered my bottom and my expectations of life and who I am just a little bit more. She didn't. She drew a line that stated, you will not use my resources, my money, or my love to kill my son or feed his addiction. And it saved my life. To the parents who have a loved one out there that are struggling, I know in the bottom of your heart, you believe you are doing everything you can to help them by making things comfortable. I understand where that feeling comes from. I'm a parent now. I get it. I can't imagine the strength that it takes. What I can tell you is that making it comfortable for them to perpetuate their disease is not going to save their life. Getting them that hotel room so they can shower one more time and stay out from the cold is not going to help them make the decision to change their life. Because if they have everything they want and they're comfortable, why would they need to change? And to figure out where that is, and for each individual, is very different. But to figure these things out, you are not alone. There are resources out there. There are parents. The Addicts Mom is a resource of over 60,000 different family members, all going through something similar. You can talk to them, get on their forums, talk to other parents who are having to set these firm boundaries with their children to help save their lives. So fast forward today, August 5th, 2019. I'll have 8 years sober this coming November. I have an amazing job. I fly all around the country, helping people with addiction, helping to get them help, talking to them about how I got help. I have an amazing relationship. I'm a proud parent. I just completed a half Ironman in Santa Rosa, California. I think it's important that you guys do not lose hope. I know it's dark. I know it doesn't seem like they can pull out of it. Know that they can, and they will. And for me, it started with my mom telling me no. If you have a loved one that needs help, know that you are not alone. Reach out to the addict's mom. Reach out to me. Reach out to us at Treehouse Recovery. We can help.
Treehouse is a resource for families. If you want to learn more about addiction, subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our family resources playlist. We made it just for you.